Facebook.com/RonPaulGirls. Go get a Fuck the Fed shirt. I know it sounds a little bit extreme, but really, if you're going to say the word fuck, you might as well say it for the worst thing in the whole world, the most evil institution there is, and that's the Fed. And I really appreciate it if you would go buy a shirt for $10 that says Fuck the Fed. And the dark shirts are the best, I think, with the white writing. And I have them on ronpaulgirl.com. And you can just buy them, and they're real cheap. And I'll send them to you. And the point is that I want us, well, every city can do this, I guess, but Dallas, we're going to try to get a lot of people together that can wear the shirts. I'm guessing most guys will wear the shirts. I don't expect girls to, so they can hold the posters and the signs about Ron Paul. But get around the Fed. We can really circle the Fed here in Dallas really well, and we're going to have a good aerial shot view of all of us right down there underneath the Fed with all the men wearing Fuck the Fed shirts. I'm guessing we need about 900 people, definitely, to make a really good picture that the mainstream media cannot ignore. And the guys will just kind of tilt slightly back, and Fuck the Fed will shine up there to the little camera, and it'll be wonderful. And I mean, really, words are just words. So if you have a problem with the F word, get over it, because it's just cultural and everything. And if really the Fed is evil, 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 more evil than any word could ever be. So if you really want to make a difference, if you really care about truth and honesty and taking care of kids and loving people, then you will want to end the Fed, and you will get a Fuck the Fed shirt. Because really, the mainstream media, you know, they don't really listen to, they don't really get it a lot, you know, they don't really get the message. So we've done Audit the Fed, we've done In the Fed. Now it's time to say Fuck the Fed and just make it clear as day. So that's all. Please take the time to just spread the message about Ron Paul. He's married to Carol Paul, and his name's Ronnie Ronald Paul. He was voted best all around. He's played for the Astros. I mean, he's just Mr. All-American boy. Can we just, oh gosh, can people like Pierce Morgan just shut up for a little bit, you know? Ugh. Now, Herman Cain. Also, I mean, Herman Cain doesn't, I just can't even talk about him. I can't even mention his name. The Federal Reserve hack, okay? So the true enemy is the government and the Fed. It's supplying.
But over your financial situation, which is not good. I mean, since the Fed has been, 1913 is when the Fed came to be. Inflation has gone up 1,200% from between 1913 and 1987. Now, when our republic was formed, up until 1913, inflation only went up 40%. So obviously that tells you something is wrong.
Destroying your savings through inflation is absolutely ridiculous. It's got to stop. We got to elect Ron Paul. I can't deal with this. I mean, I can't. I have to.
It only went up 40%. So obviously that tells you something is wrong. But another subject I'd like to touch on briefly is the subject of the vaccines and its link to autism. See, I have a 10-year-old son, and his name is Sean. And little Sean got a vaccine at a young age, and, you know, we didn't notice the change right away, but we did notice it after the vaccine. He wasn't himself anymore. Now, he did not go into a state of catatonia like many children do. However, he developed basic clinical autism. And a lot of the people say, how does the Fed fit into all this? Well, the Fed basically is a vehicle of tyranny. There is no doubt about it. And this is one of the ways which they've gained their power over us. So if we end the Fed, there's other things we can end too. I'm talking about everything from gun control to the war on drugs. And, you know, while we're at it, let's bring our troops home. There's no need for our troops to be getting slaughtered on a foreign soil when it's not even doing the American people any.
Because it's all a freaking joke. And y'all can see it, and y'all see it from another side, and I see it from this other side.
Yes.
But we both see the same freaking monster. And, like...
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say to y'all, but fuck the Fed.
Fuck the Fed. We agree.
So go
Hear it? John Maynard Keynes and his animal spirit start a Tea Party campaign for liberty. Flood of tyrants and patriots at the Liberty Tree. There's a freedom movement, a second revolution. You ought to learn the truth, and what's the solution? Audit the Fed and then end it, folks. At the Freedom Rally, burning dollar bill, no chance to end the Fed. and the Fed. The mask comes off and the veil is shed. Not so long ago it seemed nobody cared. Now we got them running scared. And the Fed, and the Fed. The empire's naked and the king is dead. Stand tall, Ron Paul, you should be proud. We heard your voice coming clear and loud.
Contract killing. Television. Rebels. I've liked this picture for a long time. This is my rebel calendar. That's not a pretty picture. American imperialism doesn't give a fuck whose life it destroys. American imperialism doesn't give a fuck whose life it destroys. Again, they use the F word, but I think in an appropriate sense. If there ever was a time to use it against evil, you know? And the Fed is pure evil. Building 7. Still waiting on that little part to come out with the report. I don't know if they're still waiting to get that non-biased look at the, okay, I am Jewish. I like this one. I am Jewish and I want Israel to stop killing Palestinians. And so he's not anti-Semitic, people. Please stop using that word. World leaders. Piston in the wind. And I guess that's really about it. So these little calendars, I mean, for about $8 or less, that's with shipping included. I'll send you one of these babies. And they're really cute. And they're